we may harbor them, and we all do to a certain extent. Most of us will. And it can be hard to admit it. It can be hard to admit it. But you know what? Sometimes we just need to hold our hands up and admit that we were singing along to very questionable lyrics like, just thank God it's them instead of you, when we were singing, do they know it's Christmas time for Band-Aid? And that was how we saw Africa, right? That's how we saw African nations. This is the message that we were getting through. And I feel like there was a sense of superiority. We were going to save them. We were going to save Africa. I mean, that line is really outrageous. Just thank God it's them instead of you. Still there, still just floating around within that song. So go and listen to it. Actually, don't. But yes, if you grew up without a direct relationship with Africa or the African nations, there's a good chance that your perspective was shaped by what you consumed in the media and basically what people told you. And for the most part, that wasn't a positive thing that we heard. There wasn't lots of positive information that was flowing out of the African continent and flowing certainly towards the UK. If you want some examples, we have apartheid in South Africa. We had the genocide in Rwanda. We had the famine in Ethiopia. These were the predominant stories that came out. These were the things that we looked and we were like, you know what, that place is just a mess. They've got so many things going on. And so we'd send aid and we'd pat ourselves on the back and just be like, you know what, we've done all we can here, but we can't help them. We can't help the poor Africans. We can't help them any more than that, and we'll just send them this aid, and the greatest gift they'll have this year will be life. Yeah, that was another lyric. Anyway, but I digress. So that's what happened, and I kind of feel like, if we're being honest, we dined out on this kind of misinformation. Not to say that those events didn't happen. Obviously, there was apartheid in South Africa, there was a famine, and there was genocide in Rwanda. But that also shaped our perspective to a certain extent on the average experience of the average African person or the average African nation. And also, when we heard these stories of these events, these huge, tremendous, life-changing events that were occurring, the role, if there was a role that was played by Western actors, that certainly wasn't highlighted.